Well, California hates guns, and that, my friends, is a fact. Alright, gang, you just saw a wonderful intro provided by my good friend Jak Soulbright. He will be plugged. That's the word. He'll be plugged down in the description, along with other plugs as well. Anyway, so yeah, California just decided that you do not have a constitutional right to carry a firearm on your person with a piece of cloth in front of it. This is obviously ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so in keeping with this tradition of wonderful intelligence regarding guns, today we are going to we're going to learn about a lot of various reasons that politicians have basically ways that they have tried to outlaw the AR-15 without directly outlawing the AR-15, but also other scary black rifles and the like. And we're going to keep a running total. We're going to be using this skillfully taken screenshot, and we're going to go through the rifle itself and mark off the various parts of it, the non-actual firearm parts that have been used as an excuse to try and outlaw this. So,
the Assault Weapons Ban and Law Enforcement Protection Act of 2007. It would regulate semi-automatic assault weapons, including weapons that have pistol grips, a forward grip, and something called a barrel shroud. Weapons with a barrel shroud would be regulated. What's a barrel shroud, and why should we regulate it?
I think the more important thing is that it also would have had banned the large capacity clips that Colin Ferguson had used, and also the killer.
Okay. But I read the legislation. I'm sorry, I read the legislation, and it said that it would regulate barrel shrouds. What's a barrel shroud, and why should we regulate that?
The guns that were chosen back in those days were basically the guns that most gangs and criminals were using to kill our police officers. I'm not saying it was the best bill, but that was the best bill they could get out at that particular time. I actually don't know what a barrel shroud is. I think it's a shoulder thing that goes up.
alright, so yeah, I think she's gotten most of her firearms knowledge from Predator. Alright, so yeah, what all did he say? He said, the pistol grip, which is around that area, not part of the operations, just a comfort feature. He said the forward grip, which could be angled like this one was, or vertical, again, comfort feature. And then it's really hard to categorize what she was talking about. I know what a barrel shroud is, but what she was thinking it was, it's a shoulder thing that goes up. Well, I mean, you've got the shoulder thing, right around there, but that's a barrel shroud. Again, comfort thing, the idea is to keep your hand off the barrel after repeated firing, since you are sending explosions down the barrel. It's just to keep your hand off of it so you don't burn yourself. So, wow. Yeah, there's not much left now.
Question: what's the efficacy of banning these magazine clips? I will tell you, these are ammunition. They're bullets. So the people who have those now, they're going to shoot them. And so if you ban them in the future, the number of these high capacity magazines is going to decrease dramatically over time, because the bullets will have been shot and there won't be any more available.
All right, that one's a little harder to clarify. She didn't mean Sorry. She didn't mean this part. She meant the part that goes in that part. She was thinking that that part, which is the magazine, detachable box magazine. She called it a magazine clip, but there's a lot of ignorance, and you can't beat all of it. But not that part, but the bullet, where the bullet itself comes out that bit. I know my arrows are terrible, shut up. And then the casing, which I'll have to clear this out. The casing, which comes out that bit. She thinks that that whole thing is this bit. She is mistaken. Yeah. Ma'am? This is why nobody who actually has ever fired a gun makes these kinds of arguments. It's clear she hasn't. Anyway.
This is a ghost gun. This right here has the ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second.
Ready? I'm sorry, I put that one in as a bit of a joke. It wasn't. Obviously, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. If any of you have seen the full clip, it never improves. And honestly, the cops behind him are uncomfortable like half the time because they know that this guy is spewing forth diarrhea from his mouth hole. Anyway, what he's sort of talking about is this, but on most rifles like this, that is a 223. Not a 30 caliber. Basically, he's just trying to string together a whole bunch of words that sound gun-like in an effort to sound like he knows what he's talking about. Unfortunately, because he doesn't know what he's talking about, he puts these words together in such a method as to make it verbal diarrhea. Anyway, and before any of you ask, my rifle's in 5.56. Alright, gang, not an actual video here, just me pontificating. In case you're wondering, yes, we are going to get to flash suppressors, just nobody seems to have done a particular video of a politician trying to ban them, so, here we have page 71 of the California Assault Weapons Identification Guide, and you can read through all these things. A semi-automatic centerfire rifle that has the capacity to accept a detachable magazine in any one of the following. A pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the weapon. Makes it more deadly, question mark? A thumbhole stock. More deadly, question mark? A folding or telescoping stock. You can see where this is going. A grenade launcher, flare launcher. There I can kind of understand. Okay, fine. You know, okay, well, maybe since, you know, we generally don't allow people to have that level of explosives, then why even have a launcher? But anyway, a flash suppressor. Notice they say flash suppressor. I personally prefer the term flash hider. But basically, they do the same thing. Basically, back when rifles had to be really long to get any kind of velocity, you really didn't have any issues with unburnt gases in the first place, but also these gases getting into your face. Well, now with shorter barreled rifles, it can be an issue. And basically the idea with these is just to direct them in a way that keeps it away from your face, is the general idea. And it also kind of covers up the initial burst of fire, and can be used to kind of make it so that way anything that you're shooting at can't tell where you are if it's dark or you're camouflaged or whatever. But really it's a minor thing, and it's just about useless if you're standing in the middle of a crowded place firing rounds, to use an example. It doesn't change how effective the rifle is. Anyway, a forward pistol grip. Oh, good. So that means that in our picture where the grip was angled, that's acceptable. But a forward grip that is vertical, which is what this undoubtedly actually means, that obviously must make it more deadly. A semi-automatic centerfire rifle that has a fixed magazine with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds. What does that even... What? So basically, if you have a hunting rifle that can, I don't know, take 12 rounds, 11 rounds, 13, 14, 15 rounds, not terribly unheard of quantities. But if you have these rifles and you can't detach the magazine, apparently that also makes it an assault weapon. That doesn't make any sense. And a semi-automatic centerfire rifle that has an overall length of less than 30 inches. Now, this is pretty common. They're called short barrel rifles. It's a pretty common ban. It's a kind of stupid ban, but at least in my opinion. I mean, there's some to be said, well, you can conceal a full-size rifle more easily. And then I'm like, maybe. It's really not that terribly important. As far as actually... Like really, I think most of the fervor over these things is because you made them illegal. Anyway, in case you guys are wondering, I'm gonna zoom up here to the top so you can see what it is. It is the California Attorney General Assault Weapons Identification Guide, as listed or described in Penal Code sections 12276, 12276.1, and 12276.5. Includes selected recent legislation, 3rd edition, as of November 2001. There you go. Alrighty, so in case you were wondering, yeah, this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit, this bit. Intriguingly, not really all that much as far as the actual action, but you know, you outlaw the rest of the rifle. I mean, you got yourself into just the right place, eh? That you can just get rid of all of it. That's right, you cover the entire scary black rifle in nice pretty green, so that way no one ever has to be afraid, right? So that way everyone is safe all the time, right? Right? Oh. Maybe some things aren't quite what everyone tells you.